Welcome or welcome back. I'm Stephanie, and this is Stephanie Plans and Reads. And on this channel, I share videos about planning and planners, stationery, and occasionally books and reading. And in today's video, I thought I would go through my reading journals, talk about how I use my planner as a journal, and what I think I'm going to be using going forward. So I'm an avid reader. I've always been an avid reader. And in 2020, COVID year, I thought that I would like to write a little bit more about what I was reading. So I was always tracking my reading since 2014, I think, in Goodreads. So my link is down below if you want to follow me on there. And I liked that, and I liked seeing the stats at the end of the year and how many books I read, how many pages, etc. But I did want to do some additional kind of notes about them and everything. And then Happy Planner came out with this cover, this kind of theme, bookish, and I thought, okay, perfect. I will get this, and then I will use it. So this is from, like I said, 2020 to 2021. Because it was COVID, I had lots of time to journal and write things down about what I was reading. So this is probably too much for somebody who has a full-time job or who has other hobbies. But I enjoyed doing it at the time. So what I would do is, I'm just going to take the first month, I guess, is in the, well, I started in the month of July 2020, writing the page numbers of the pages that I was reading and then calculating how much I read that day. And then each one of these different colors corresponds to a different book on the side. And then when it was finished, I would check it off. And at the bottom, I was keeping track of different genres, which I'll talk about in a second, and then the number of books I read in that genre. So in the month of July 2020, I read a total of 21 books. Now, like I said, this was COVID, so I wasn't working, I was at home, I think we were maybe even isolating or social distancing, so there was not a lot going on. And then if I couldn't fit all of the books that I read in this thing, then I would use the page before and I would write the rest of the books. And then I would, like I said, want to keep track of different kinds of genres. So here I have chick lit, detective fiction, romantic suspense, and nonfiction. And those will change depending on what I've read. So that was the monthly view, at least in this month. I think I changed it up. Yeah, I changed it up. And I think with only maybe the next month, I think I've changed it. Yeah. So I'll talk about that in a second. And then for the dailies, what I would do is I would write something about one of the things that I had read. And then at the check-in point here, I would say how many books I read that week. So as you can see, this week I read 7 books, and I decided to write in black except for the book title. And then that way I knew that, you know, if I wanted to find information about what I was thinking about a certain book, I would see that the color, you know, would jump off the page and correspond. And yeah, I did that. Sometimes because of the stickers and stuff, I would, you know, make little notes, but mainly it was just ideas I had about what I was reading, and these were mainly fiction books. Then at the end of the month, I would write a top 3 and start it all over again. So that first month was kind of a trial. I really kind of hone it in this one. So here you can see I've decided to write down the title, like a short form of the title, and then the books. And again, I used to calculate how many pages I had read, and then same thing, wrote the book on here and then checked it off when I read it. And like I really enjoyed this. For the most part, because it was COVID and I could write things down and had lots of time to read, lots of time to write, decorate things. This made a whole lot of sense. But as you know, I think this planner goes to, it was an 18-month planner. So as we get closer to 2021, the school year starting in September of 2021, I had less and less time. I was starting to work again, and even though I was reading, I started to kind of fall off and did not do anything else in here. But I liked it so much, and I really liked looking back on it and seeing everything, that I thought, well, no, I'll have time. So I bought another one and started it, had all the intents of the world. This one started in 2022. And the only thing that's different in this one is that instead of just checking it off, I would write the number of the book that it was that I had finished that month. So I finished that book first, so it was number 1, etc. And then in the page right ahead of it, I would use, I would practice my lettering, and I would use different color markers, pens, etc. And again, keep track of my genres and practice my lettering at the same time. And the same thing, got this horizontal layout, and I would just, practice some of my hand lettering, which is kind of cool to see how much it's evolved since then. But again, I couldn't really keep up with the writing of the daily pages, daily entries about what happened in my reading week. So here I've only managed a couple of days. So I knew that wasn't going to work. And really what I wanted was just this. So I wanted a monthly calendar that I could write down the pages, and you can see here I've even stopped calculating how many pages it was. I want to be able to write the list of books I was reading here, and then I'd like to be able to keep track of the genres that I'm reading and the book totals. So I don't know if there's an example here. Oh yeah. So at the beginning of this, I would just put, these were what I had read in the different years on Goodreads, and these are the genres I read in 2021, and then I was keeping track of, it for 2022. So, but again, because sorry, I just need to take a drink. But because the year got busy and I got busy, and COVID meant that we were recovery, viruses and stuff, we were all able to go back to work, that I wasn't really filling this out either. So I thought that when I came into my Hobonichi Cousin in 2023, that I could just use my everyday carry, my everyday planner, and put the book stuff in here. And mostly this has worked. So with this, kind of spread here, I put what I've read every month here, the total, the running total for the year, And then at the bottom I put, maybe, I'm not sure if you can see that quite. So I put the genres here, and then I put a little how much I've read of each genre. And then, you know, that continues into this. I am way behind on my Goodreads goal this year. I've had a lot of things going on and not been able to read as much as I normally have, but should still get close to, if not 100. And then in the monthly, so let's go to September. So this is the monthly view. And what I do here is I put the book that I read in short form, again, just like I did in the old one, and then the page numbers. And then again, the list of books on the side. This can mean that there's not a lot of space for other things in my monthly. But I'm not a monthly planner. I really just want to see kind of key dates of things that are happening, and I can do that at the top, and then I'm fine with putting the reading in at the bottom. And then in the weekly, I'll use one that I've already done. I've already showed you this week. I have sectioned off this bottom, and I've put, you know, this is beside my bed, so I usually read before bed, and I will put down what I'm reading and then fill in the page numbers afterwards. So going forward, I really like having this all in one, but there are times that I do want to write a little bit about what I'm reading, and I have used some, you know, times in my daily pages I've used to put a little, what did I read? Let's see if I can find an example. So I read King of Wrath, and I didn't make it the whole page, but I wanted to kind of write a little, you know, review of it, so I have put it here. But what I'm thinking of doing for 2024 is dedicating a separate planner to that. So this is the A6 Hun, and I'm still going to use this as the kind of tracker and the genre tracker, and I'll put that in here. And then I will still use it the same way for the months. And then we don't have any weeks, and we just go straight into days. So every day I can write down what I'm reading, and then there's, you know, section for me to write any thoughts I have about that reading. Which means that if I do that in this planner, that will free up the bottom part of this planner for something else. And that could be gratitude, it could be on dinners, it could be social media. I think I could find something else to put here that would also free up this section, which I've seen people use as a habit tracker. I am awful at habit tracking, but I like it. I like looking at people's habit tracking. I like seeing the, you know, the stats, the data at the end of the month. So I might be able to put a habit tracker in here, and then my months would just be solely for appointments and things like that. So that's what I'm thinking of doing for 2024. I would like to write more about what I'm reading, and I should have some more time because I'm not working currently. So it may be a time to go back to writing a little bit more about what I'm reading in this. So let me know what you are planning on doing for your reading journal for next year. Do you journal about what you're reading? Do you want to keep track of any stats? If you keep track of your reading on Goodreads, let me know. Follow me and I will follow you. And yeah, let me know what your 2024 plans are for keeping track of your reading. Thank you very much for watching my video. Please like and subscribe if you want more of this kind of content, and I'll see you in my next video.